Okay, we are going live. Let's check that PeerTube is also working. Oh, it seems okay as well. Hello, Anton. Hello, everyone. Also, I need to enable chat logger so you can see overlay of IRC. Probably I should do it before the stream, but okay. Let's check if it works. Okay, I need one more thing. I need echo. Okay, now we can see it. Very good, very nice. Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Andrew Tropin and I'm a free software developer. I contribute to guix and maintain RD projects and also do streams on various topics like guix, emacs, RD and other development related topics. Here we basically do what I usually do. Do some programming, documentation, sometimes learn something new, and try to build a sustainable and ethical business which is tightly related to free and open source software. Previously we discussed the ways we can create and develop projects, and I make a thesis that it's better to make projects autonomous, so in case you can't work on it anymore, it will continue to grow and develop, and also it will say something about the quality of the project. If you can leave the project easily, that means it has a pretty good quality. It has automations like tests, CI, enough documentation, and enough other people who knows how to continue the development. Also, we talked about the ways to communicate with other developers, and what we also did, we proposed to make architectural decision records for every important decision that we will make on RD project, so it will be easier to remind in which context the decision was applied, and also for newcomers, new developers or maintainers, or even future us to see if we can change this decision, if we need to redo something, or it should stay as it is. So we proposed a document and hope in 10 days we will accept it, and we'll make a few more decision records, and we'll continue this tradition and this process, which will help to improve the project in the future. Also, we faced OBS crashes, a few of them, around 5 or 6 during the first stream of the series, and a few more yesterday. I did a small research and found the cause, and probably today we will fix it, or at least we will try. Also, a few words about what we do right now. We improve RDE, so it's easier to scale it and easier to make it more autonomous, and to make it possible to allocate more resources and not to spend them on RDE, because with better code base, better documentation and development processes, it will be easier to develop and faster to develop. It will be easier to scale it, and also it will be more autonomous. So, for example, other developers can take part of the duties and make code review and merges and maybe something else. Also, we improve stream setup, because we already, at least I already decided to stream every working day for 30 days, and it should be easier, not painful. And the easier to stream, the easier to share the word about the projects and the progress of our journey, and also it's easier to get feedback. So I think it's a good idea to improve the tools around streaming setup. So it takes less time and effort to make streams, and it will give us more possibilities to spend this time on exploring development tools, on exploring the ways to get contracts or to monetize somehow our work, so we can make this project more fundable and sustainable, more funded and sustainable. Okay. Hi, Antares. Hi again, Anton. Let's see what we will do today. Today, actually, I wanted to prepare some theoretical note, or a little I make a small research on the topic, but I didn't have time, and that is why we will focus more today on actually developing something rather than learning. And we will talk today about feedback loops. We will update OBS in guix repository, and also we will try to graft Qt 5 in guix as well. And that's pretty much it. I think it will take a lot of time. So let's quickly talk about feedback loops and why the stream is why today's topic is called short feedback loops. Actually, we have feedback loops all around us, and one of the most obvious examples in development world is a compilation process. When you edit your program, you build it, you run it, and test it somehow. And after that, you need to repeat the process. You edit the program first, you compile it again, run it, and test from the beginning. There are alternative way to do similar stuff. It's called REPL or read while print loop. You have some source code. You have some process where your program exists. You edit some part of the code and evaluate this part of the code, and your process, your current state of the process stays the same, but the code behind it get updated. So you can do some intermediate testing, like you did also a few steps in your testing process. You see that it works not as you expected. You update the code, you eval the code, and you continue testing from the point you've been. And it radically decreases the length of your feedback loop. Previously, you had to spend a few minutes compiling it. You had to run it, and every time to repeat all the steps to get to the state where you can actually check your changes. But right now, you just do changes, evaluate them, and you continue your testing from the step where you was previously. And it saves you minutes on each change. And if you do a few changes or maybe many changes during the day, it saves you hours per day, which is quite beneficial for the for your development process and for the project you're working on. So it is the one of the examples how you can shorten your feedback loop to make it easier to develop, to make development faster and more enjoyable, I would say. It's much more satisfying to do the development this way, at least in my subjective opinion. Okay, another example. Another example is recording videos or streaming. We can prepare a lot of material, we can record it, and we can publish it, and after that gather a feedback and iterate on it. The problem is, for example, if you forgot to turn on your microphone and record the whole video, you will know it only after you finished and you listen it, or even after you publish it and see that there is no sound. So it's quite huge and long feedback loop. And in contrast, you can stream, and stream is more interactive. You just start streaming, see the comments in the chat, see that you don't have sound, you turn it on, and continue streaming. You see that you're doing some mistake or don't know how to do something. People come, comment, share some links or knowledge with you. You read them and you improve. So it's much shorter feedback loop. It's slightly different formats, so it's not easy to compare them side by side, but it's still the example of how we can reduce feedback loop in non-development world. The another thing which is closely related to today's topic is how we have our software built in software distributions. If you have a dependency, for example, Qt or libc or something else that affects almost all software in your repository, or at least a big part of it, and you want to update it, that means that every depending software has to be updated as well. And rebuilding the whole world of your distribution takes a lot of time, and it's a really huge feedback loop. You just update one package, you just add a small patch, a few lines of code, and you spend hours rebuilding the rest of the software to check if your fix actually works. And to reduce this feedback loop, To make the process much faster, there's a mechanism called grafts. It's actually kind of dynamic patching. When you update the package and you say that every package using this package should use the newer version, but not to rebuild the package itself, but dynamically substitute one version with another. If you keep ABI the same, it should work fine. So it's a quick way to update all the dependencies without rebuilding actually all the software. And later you can actually update the dependencies and remove grafts, and later rebuild all the things when you are sure that your fix is okay and should be applied and rebuilt. Also, you can batch such changes. For example, you have a lot of basic packages updated, which affects a lot of other packages, and you just commit them in a separate branch and remove grafts after that in one go for all the packages. This way you will save hours or days of build time, and also make it easier to test such changes. Another simple non-development example is streaming once a month and streaming every day. When you stream once a month, you forget what happens between streams, you forget that OBS crashed and so on. And you know, the time between the changes to your stream setup is so huge that you basically, even if you change something, you don't remember it after a month. So streaming every day is actually a quite good way to reduce a feedback loop and to make those changes more visible and easier to track and easier to introduce. Okay, let's get to our first practical task. Let's update OBS version in guix repository, and after that let's update Qt 5. But before that, I will write something in the conclusion. Because I forgot to write it down before the stream. Not actually forgot, I just didn't done it. Okay, let's start with guix repository, and I already have almost all the work related to updating OBS done. So I will just recap what was done here. First of all, to update OBS package, I updated version from 27.2.4 to 29. After that, you see that commit references a version here. The source will be updated, and because source will have a different hash, I also need to update the hash here. And this is what I done. Probably it may be interesting to see the whole process from the ground up, but when we will be working on Qt 5, we will repeat almost the same process, so I don't think that it's necessary to do it here. The second thing, we disable a few options, few CMake flags. Those CMake flags, the first one disables MPEG TS output. this flag adds two protocols, two alternatives for RTMP. First one called SRT, and the second one, I don't remember the name of the second one, but there's another protocol for streaming, which is more reliable and so on. But in most cases, first of all, those protocols is not used by big streaming services, including PeerTube, I think. And second problem is that we have only SRT packaged in guix, and another one, don't remember how it's called, lib something. Okay, whatever. The second one is not packaged in guix, so I just disable both of them with one flag. And also I disable Aja. Actually, I don't know what this library does, but previous version didn't use it, so I just disabled it. Maybe later we will package it and it will work, but for now I just disabled it. Also, we add a few dependencies, libgl vnd for some OpenGL related bindings, libva, and VLC. VLC is optional dependency. We can disable it via CMake flags as well, but I decided maybe someone uses it, so let's build it. Also, we already have VLC packaged in guix. Maybe it will increase the size of OBS installation if you, for example, don't use VLC and don't want to install it. It will be added to your store as a dependency, but I don't know. I don't think it's really huge compared to OBS itself, so it won't affect radically the resulting size of the package. So I just included it in the build inputs. Okay, it was pretty simple. The error messages during the build process was not that simple, but overall I found all necessary libraries to make it compile, and also disabled a few OBS features, new OBS features, so it's still compiles. As we can see here in Qt dependencies, we have Qt base, Qt svg, Qt x11, extras, Qt Wayland, and all of them has a fifth version. Okay, I don't have a REPL enabled yet, so let me launch it like this, or even better like this, and call Geyser connect. So I connect to guix REPL. What I've done here, we have pre-inst env script, which sets a few environment variables. We can take a look at them. It's guile load pass, guile compiled pass, and pass, and guix itself. And using this pre-inst env script, we launch guix REPL. Guix will be, because inside the first script we have a definition of the guix, our locally built guix version will be used, like this one, from scripts subdirectory instead of the system one. and this guile will be used instead of our system's guile. Also, we use guix REPL, not guile REPL, because guix REPL sets some additional load passes or something. I don't actually remember, but whatever. Actually, it could be just a guile, because guix REPL is probably just a wrapper which adds some related stuff. So we say also to the REPL to listen on the port, so we can connect to it from emacs. After we connected to it, we have our model GNU package video. I use Ctrl+C, Ctrl+A to switch to this REPL and automatically call "M" model, which switches the current model of the REPL to GNU packages. And now I can type OBS, and it will return a package record, which we can explore, like package name of $6 OBS, or package inputs, for example, inputs, and we see all the inputs of the package. Good. Now let's check that everything here builds correctly. We call build OBS. We don't have build yet. We need to call use models guix monad REPL, and after that we will have a build command for OBS. Actually, it's not necessary to use guix monad REPL. You can write it yourself. You can write something like with monad I don't remember how it called, with store, run with store, with store and here lower object OBS. Okay, for this you need use models guix monads, and run with store unbound variable. Let's see where it's defined. Okay, it's probably in guix store model. Let's take a look at what I have at my rd test tmp scm file. We have derivations, utils, status, expression. Okay, it's actually should work already, because we already have with monad, we already have run with store and value. Interesting, interesting. Very interesting. I have almost the same code here, which works. I have guix stores. Okay, I just copy this huge definition. No, it complains for some other reason. Oh, oh. I'm just misspelled it. Okay. Now it works. Let's print it. Here we see that it returns a derivation. Derivation is kinda builder type. Actually, it's a good article on derivations, which is on Guix blog. I recently read it, and it's pretty good with a lot of examples inside it. And it highlights how you can use REPL and Guix API to call different functions on your packages and derivations built for those packages, and to explore it and maybe even build it. Okay, we built a derivation. We also want to actually run the build process for the package, so we need to do a little more. We need to call build derivations. This one, define obs drv. This is obs derivation, and now we need to build it. To build it, we will use something very similar, but here we called build derivations. Obs drv. Probably it should be list. Okay, do I miss something? If build mlet store monad obj value, if derivation and begin store monad build derivations, return derivation output pass. Okay, okay. Object mValue. Instead of mValue, we will just use obs drv. And it should work. Wrong type to apply. It's obviously a derivation. Is it? Is it? Yes, it is. We have build derivations function, which takes a list of derivations and we return derivation output path. So after basically those two lines, we will have a build derivation and we will return it path. We actually can raise it. But it still complains. Oh, maybe okay. What I did wrong here, actually, I built a derivation, but I had to just create a derivation object and return this and pass this object to build derivations. Okay. Let's print it. We have a path in the store and we have OBS 29 here. Very cool. Why I did it this way programmatically instead of using already available comma build in the REPL is because it will make it possible to write tests which actually evaluates the code using guix daemon. And we will be able to make automation in RD. So, for example, configuration files which will be generated by home services and some features can be tested with code right now with just basic guile models which will call the respective functions and will ask build daemon to produce an actual file, and after that we will be able to read it and compare it with expected results. For our today tasks, it's probably not necessary. We can use just our REPL and do the build here. Okay, we see that our OBS package built successfully. Now let's commit it. Before doing it, let's take a look at commit log. And just copy message from my previous commit. No. Oh, I forgot to copy Okay, let's go back to video and open my git log again for this file. Okay, update to 29.0.0. Arguments. Let's see the diff. Disable new mpeg ts output inputs. When the lib way will see. Seems okay. We updated the base package. We made a commit with pretty nice commit log. Oop. Yep, should be fine. Dmitry asks if it is a washing machine on the background. Yes, it is. You guess it. Okay, after we updated OBS, it still built with Qt 5, and the bug which crashes the OBS is Qt related, not OBS related, so we need to update Qt 5 package as well. Here we see the bug report. It seems that this fix is already in Qt 6. Another option actually is to build OBS with Qt 6. But the problem is that every other Qt application will be crashing the same way as OBS does. And until every application migrates to Qt 6, the problem persists. So it's more general solution. The more general solution is to patch Qt 5. There's a report that proposed fix wasn't enough. Another comment about 3 patches. The one in your fork never landed in Qt. The one merged in Qt 6. And patch 3 new by George Stavrax. It's hard to read at the same time and talk about something, so I just silently read it. If someone interested, I will post this issue to IRC chat, so you can read it yourself. Okay, now we have bug. Okay, it is the same thread, but the different comment. Am I right? Yeah, it seems. Okay, it is the same thread. And another random fix, which is for some reason in Sway repository. Interesting. Now we need to understand what happens inside Qt code and which actual fix we need. Okay, it seems I was right partially about switching workspaces. When I switch workspaces, OBS gives a focus and crashes. And it crashes uh, because Wayland compositor tries to kill to delete a lot of callbacks, which happened while application was on the other workspace without focus. I was right in the sense that when you're switching workspaces, this thing happens. So if I keep OBS out of focus, it should survive. And actually, I have had the same uh, error, so it's probably exactly the bug we was looking for. Minimal example with enough information about how to reproduce your issue. Okay, this is a fork. This is a fork with a patch. Okay, pretty simple patch. How to see actual diff. Okay, It seems this change is irrelevant, or at least doesn't fix the issue, because let's see what we have in Qt packages. Qt core, Qt base 5. It's 5.15.5. So it seems this change doesn't fix the issue. Can be worked around somewhat by setting Qt wayland force non-blocking swap support equal to 0 in the environment. This uses the driver synchronization. Instead, like before, Qt 5.12. Let's see the whole file. Can we? Oops. Probably it's ridiculously boring to see how I slowly read the bug report and try to find the actual cause of the problem and to make a patch for it. Okay, we have another patch. Another patch here. Two patches actually. Client covalent window. Okay, now we see that this patch, actually two patches, includes this one from the fork mentioned earlier, and a few more updates here. Let's see what's happening in this thread. We submit, there you go. Boom, boom. Let's see. Yep, this is exactly almost exactly what we had. Okay, it updates test. Do we need it? I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, anyway, the first patch is just adds this condition, this early return. The second patch. The second patch destroys unnecessary callbacks, as I understand. Or just moves the code from this function to this function. Okay, it's hard to really understand without looking around and reading all the code in the file, but it seems those patches are submitted. The funny thing, we reduced our feedback loop on actual development, but we can't reduce the time I read the bug reports. Okay, the fix landed on 6.2 version. Google fixed the pending patches address. Okay, Git reviews. It seems that both those patches were merged, so we can safely pick them. They were merged probably to Qt 6. That is why we will need to backport them to Qt 5. We can just take take this patch, or maybe take them separately. How we can open it as a patch? Download. Format patch. Hey Julian. Write AI so it consumes bug reports and provides a short summary. In the next version, it will be automatically fixing everything too. Quite a nice idea. Unfortunately, my AI skills is not that good. Okay, we found the cause. We found the patch which fixes this cause. Now let's get those patches, save them in guix repository, and after that we will apply them to the package and we'll see what we need to graft the package. Actually, I never grafted packages before, so it will be my first time. Okay, let's open e-shell and paste this code. Probably I do something completely wrong, because it will fetch to our current repository, which we don't want, I guess. Qt equivalent cd kdir minus p Qt equivalent. Git init. Okay. let's let's call format patch like this. Okay, we have our first patch here, and let's do the same for the second one. Download format patch. Okay, we have two patches. Exactly what we need. Now we need to place those two patches to guix. For that I will do the following trick. I will open GNU guix project. I need project directory patches. Okay, and here I find something related to Qt. Probably it's Qt Wayland something. Let's rename the patches first. Don't always recreate for frame callbacks. Oop. This is why it's nice to write good commit messages, because even the guy who don't know anything about your project or almost anything can read it and understand what is happening here, and will be able to make a decision if he wants to use this patch or not. Okay, let's call it Qt Wayland don't recreate callbacks dot patch. Nice. We have it here, and now we need to read this one. Let's call it clean up callbacks. Qt Wayland clean up callbacks. Not very meaningful names, but there's a complete description inside the patches itself, and also there's a thread on the tracker where this patch is discussed in more details. So let's go back to our Qt SCM, and we need Qt Wayland 5 and search patches. First one will be don't recreate callbacks. How to copy the name in the direct file? Direct copy name. Oh, it's just W. Cool. Okay, what we have here? We have search patches. Let's see patches. I just wanted to make sure that I write in the same style as it's done in different packages, in other packages, and they place the first patch on the same line. And we can put this patch first. Don't recreate callbacks and clean up callbacks. Good. Now let's go here. And let's evaluate this code. You see that the code evaluated correctly, and now we see the list at the bottom, which has 3 patches. Exactly what we want. Now, what I would like to do, I would like to build Qt Wayland 5. Whoa, it was fast. It's too much fast. I don't know how big this project is, but it was really fast. Let's check that the patches affected our build. No, it doesn't. I commented the patch and it returns the same result. Okay. How to actually make it rebuild from the REPL? Help guix. Okay. I know why it happened. I need to re-evaluate namespace. Macro output forms current. What? Unknown file. False. Counter throw symbol. Macro output. Hmm. Not clear. Wait, fails. What we can do? We can go back to REPL, exit it, restart the REPL, connect back to it. Not very nice workflow, I would say, but guix monad REPL. But I don't have desire to figure out what was the cause right now, and would like to focus on the actual task. Now we switch to the model and build cute Wayland 5 again. Now it takes some time and it actually rebuilds it. Build failed. Okay, probably it's because patch didn't apply it. What? Why don't you want to show me the log? Program patch. Clean up callbacks. In procedure invoke. Very sad. Okay, let's go back to our cute Wayland repository. Setting upstream. Let's see where it fetches the actual code from. URL fetch, cute URLs. Cute URLs. Okay. Holy moly. Can I get just this one? I don't want the whole URL. Okay. Pull upstream. Why don't you want to accept it? Okay, I need to add remote first. Got it. Remote, add, remote name, let's call it origin, remote URL, yes. Why? What the heck? Okay. I don't understand why Ctrl G doesn't work. Nothing selected. Okay, nothing selected. Nothing selected. I will just do. Holy moly. Something is happening asynchronously. I will just remove git all. Yes. Now I open eShell and do git clone scratch. I downloaded it. Okay. Is it something inside? Okay. Switch. Branch create 5.15. Okay, we have Qt Valent 5.15. We have a few patches in guix. Or no guix patches. Jump Qt Valent. And we just copy them. Copy them here. And let's try to apply them. We want apply patches, actual patches, don't recreate, it's applied successfully, and patches, patch cleanup callbacks, and now it fails. Why it fails? What is the problem? Okay, maybe I need to place them in a different order. Reset hard tmp. Okay, reset hard hat -1. Good. Let's try to apply them in a different order. No, it fails again. Okay, probably this is a patch targeting a newer version of Qt which doesn't have this condition yet. Let's just update the patch. Clean up callbacks. Like this. And we'll try to apply it again. W clean up callbacks. Yay! We applied the patch. And this one. Good. Very good. Very nice patches. Now we need to copy this updated patch. Clean up callbacks to the patches. Alright. Cool. Very nice. Let's get back to our build process. We updated the patch. Ctrl C, Ctrl Z. Sure. Okay, okay. Actually, I think that Qt Wayland may be used not by so many packages, so we can update it without going and doing some grafts. Hi Grigory. Hi Otters. Hi Green Fork. Sorry for responding so slowly to the messages. The problem was that the definition of the package is not updated in the REPL in the previous attempt, so it doesn't rebuild new package, but it definitely finds the packages because I evaluated this expression and it returned three items here with full path to each of those patches, so it definitely finds the patches. How do you like Project Mage? You probably saw it. Recently it had a blog post of deficiencies of Emacs. Are you happy with Emacs performance and UI overall? This is a hard question. Emacs is quite old software and it has a lot of legacy which necessary for backward compatibility and so on. So it's absolutely clear that it's not even close to a perfect solution in terms of graphic library. Recent updates like precision scrolling, you can see here, makes it much more usable. It still has a lot of problems, both in performance and in user experience. Also, there are some problems with concurrency in emacs, and also I don't quite like the approach where you have a mutable state. You can edit from every part of your application, and every package actually can touch this shared state, which makes it really hard sometimes to find the cause of the problem. I prefer more functional approaches, and especially if you talk about UI, something like some approaches like reactive user interface looks interesting and much easier to maintain and develop. But we don't have so much alternatives to Emacs right now, which has the same functionality and a relatively small footprint in terms of dependencies and ability to build it and hack it. So despite of all of those problems, I still use Emacs and probably will use it for more years in the future. However, maybe someday Drew DeWalt will build a new operating system. We will build a new Emacs, or I don't remember the name of Plan 9 text editor, or maybe something more interesting like interface and Lisp machines, or something else, which will have enough functionality for everyday life, and we will switch to it. I didn't see Project Mage actually. Maybe I saw, but not sure. Project Mage Emacs. Okay, I will take a look at it and can answer the question more precisely later. Let's get back to our build process. It still builds. In the meantime, let's take a look at guix manual. What I'm interested here is entire on one page. Core updates. Core updates. For important changes, check the dependent packages if applicable, and there is a command to do so. List dependent. It will help you to decide if we need to do grafting or not. I crashed OBS by switching to it, and I hope it won't happen. It won't happen next time, because it will be already fixed by the patch we are currently line to Qt. Can you say if stream get back or not? Okay, it seems it works. Cool. Qt Valent still builds. What I actually wanted when I switched to the 2000 workspace is to check to find an empty workspace where I can launch another terminal and make sure that Qt Valent affects that only 248 dependent packages will be rebuilt, which is not much, which is smaller than 300, so we can push this change directly to the master, which is nice. The downside of it that we won't practice any grafts today, but I think it's not that bad. We already spent a lot of time finding this fix. Oh, you see that build is almost finished, I guess. Okay, we successfully applied patches. I think we will successfully build Qt Valent 5, and I will rebuild OBS with it, and we'll see if it crashes again or not. I hope it won't. And tomorrow we will be streaming on a fresh version of OBS with patched Qt Valent, which won't crash, I hope. Another problem that I had today, I already built 29 version before the stream, and I launched it. It crashed with the usual error, which is related to the problem we are fixing right now. And also it crashed with segmentation fault, which probably caused by a different reason. So maybe we will need go back to the previous OBS version if the segmentation fault unrelated to the problem we're fixing right now happens again. But we'll see. Let's get back to the notes. We talked today about feedback loops. I showed the examples why feedback loops should be shorter, and if it's possible to make so, probably you need to do so. There are many places where you can shorten the feedback loop. Find those places and fix them. Another thing that is tightly related to feedback loops is tests, which allows you to automate some testing routine. You don't need to click or to type commands anymore and do a few steps. You just write a test scenario once and you run it every time you to a change. And in the combination with REPL driven development, you can update your tests interactively, like just evaluating the code related to the test. And also you can update the implementation interactively. You just evaluate the updated part of the code, run the test, see if it passes or not, and iterate. So one of the next streams probably will be related to the tests, how to implement them in Guile project, and I hope we will introduce tests and all necessary tools for it in RD project, so it will be much easier to develop, review, maintain all the code existing in this project. It will be easier for contributors, it will be easier for maintainers, it will be easier for users and developers. I think most of our users are also developers of RD in some sense. So it should be a good improvement for the project. You probably saw a plan for 2023 related to RD project, and tests were one of the points which should improve the project overall. Maybe there's something else we could talk today about, but we didn't talk about it. So thank you everyone for being here. I really enjoyed our progress on fixing OBS. I hope it will solve our issues. See you tomorrow. Have a nice day. Bye bye.